There is a kind of hunger that no meal can satisfy, and a kind of fullness that has nothing to do with food. Zhuangzi knew this, and he gave it a name that still surprises us today. He called it the fasting of the heart-mind. We are used to fasting of the body, the simple act of setting down our knife and fork for a while. But Zhuangzi points to something deeper and stranger, a way of emptying not the stomach but the inner world, until there is room at last for something we usually crowd out. He tells it as a story, and like many of his best stories, he borrows a famous name to do it. He puts Confucius himself in the scene, the great teacher of order and duty, and gives him a student named Yan Hui. Now Yan Hui is eager the way young idealists are eager. He has heard that a certain ruler is cruel and reckless, treating his people like dust, and Yan Hui wants to go and set him straight. He will speak truth to power, he will reform the tyrant, he will do good in the world. And he comes to his teacher, glowing with the plan, sure that his goodness and his arguments will be enough. Confucius, in Zhuangzi's hands, is gently merciless. He picks the plan apart. If you go in stiff with virtue, he says, the ruler will only feel judged and dig in deeper. If you go in clever with arguments, you will become just another player in the game of words, and you will be crushed. Yan Hui tries one approach after another, and each time the teacher shows him how it will fail, because all of them are really about Yan Hui, about his ideas, his rightness, his image of himself as the one who fixes things. The young man finally runs out of strategies. He says, in effect, I have nothing left. I do not know what to do. And that emptiness, it turns out, is exactly the door. This is where Confucius offers the real teaching. Do not listen with your ears, he says, listen with your heart. And then, more startling still, do not even listen with your heart, listen with your breath, with the very energy of your being. The ears only catch sounds. The mind only catches the things it already understands, sorting everything into the boxes it brought with it. But there is a deeper listening, open and waiting, that catches what cannot be put into a box. That open, waiting emptiness, Confucius says, is where the Tao gathers. To make yourself empty in this way, that is the fasting of the heart-mind. Let us slow down and feel what he is pointing at. Most of the time our inner life is a busy market, loud with opinions and plans and the running commentary that never quite stops. We meet a person and instantly we are judging, comparing, rehearsing what we will say next. We are so full of ourselves in the most literal sense that nothing new can get in. Zhuangzi is not asking us to become stupid or blank. He is asking us to put down, for a while, the constant noise of the grasping self, so that reality can arrive on its own terms instead of being shoved into our categories before we have even seen it. Notice that this fasting is not a withdrawal from the world. Yan Hui still has his difficult ruler to deal with. The point is not to run away to a quiet cave. The point is that he can only be useful to that ruler, can only truly meet him if he goes empty rather than full, receptive rather than armed. A mind stuffed with its own agenda bounces off other people. A mind that has fasted can actually receive them, can feel the situation as it really is, and can respond from that living contact instead of from a script. The emptiness is not weakness. It is a higher kind of readiness. There is something quietly funny here, too, in the way Zhuangzi works. He takes Confucius, the very symbol of learning and proper conduct, and has him teach that the highest wisdom is to unlearn, to stop performing virtue, to become so empty that the Tao can move in. It is as if the most accomplished man in the room turns to the eager student and says, "Your real problem is that you are trying too hard to be good. Let it go. Make space. Then we shall see." So the thread that runs through this chapter is the strange power of emptiness. We tend to think that to be effective we must add more knowledge, more arguments, more control, more of ourselves pressed onto the world. Zhuangzi turns this upside down. The deepest receptivity, the truest presence, comes from subtracting, from a willingness to grow quiet and spacious inside. When the inner market falls silent, something larger can be heard. Fasting the heart-mind is not losing yourself. It is finally getting out of your own way, so that life and the Tao at its root can flow through you cleanly. In the next chapter, we will follow this emptying even further into a practice Zhuangzi called sitting and forgetting. If the fasting of the heart-mind asks us to set down our noise, sitting and forgetting will ask us to set down almost everything: the body, the cleverness, even the sense of being a separate self, and to discover what luminous, spacious freedom remains when we do.